You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Almost time to put the air conditioning on. It's hot out there.
It is. I know the car air conditioning has been on steady. I think I might have to break down and maybe close the windows and open up the air conditioning today, finally.
John says 3 days in a row. One of the hottest months on record, John Scalzi.
Well, we're on our way to seeing that. Yeah, absolutely. I really don't see anything that's going to change for the remainder of this month. So if that's the case, we'll end up as certainly one of the top 5 warmest months ever. And that heat wave continues again today with possible record-breaking heat this afternoon. Our daytime high officially, the record is 87 degrees, and we'll possibly top it out at about 88, which of course would break the record. So again, very warm. The upside of that is it's a 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today with plenty of sunshine around and little in the way of any kinds of problems. In fact, there are no problems on your morning roadways as far as the weather goes. Satellite view shows hardly a cloud in the sky and very little in the way of any kind of a rain chance this afternoon. Got some scattered showers down on the southern tip. They'll have a really hard time making it even halfway to us before they fizzle out. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Some early buildup there on State Road 64 as you head toward the interstate in the eastbound lane. Early congestion there, be aware of that. Otherwise, mostly clear in Manatee County. Checking the northern half of Sarasota County, you'll notice Clark Road seeing some buildup in the westbound lane as you cross over Honore. Otherwise, pretty clear. Checking farther south, a couple blips there in either direction on 41. Nothing too big to report right now. 6:02 on your Thursday morning.
Well, the gun control debate is front and center right now. President Trump and Washington lawmakers heard first-hand accounts of gun violence, and Florida students made their way to the state capitol to demand changes in the wake of that deadly mass shooting in Parkland. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the lawmakers' response.
The debate over guns is intensifying.
It doesn't make sense. Fix it. Should have been one school shooting, and we should have fixed it.
President Trump listened to victims, parents, and educators impacted by gun violence. A week after an AR-15 was used to kill 17 people at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
I don't understand why I could still go in a store and buy a weapon of war.
I was born into a world where I never got to experience safety and peace. There needs to be a significant change in this country.
The president asked for solutions, but advocated for more mental institutions and appeared open to arming teachers.
And do people feel strongly against it? Anybody? Anybody? Strongly against it? All right. I mean, look, we can understand both sides of it. And certainly it's controversial, but we'll study that along with many other ideas.
We're just kids.
In Tallahassee, Florida, Parkland students face-to-face with lawmakers, frustrated over what many called a lack of straight answers.
What I saw today was discouraging.
During a tense CNN town hall debate last night, GOP Senator Marco Rubio shifted some of his stances on guns.
Were guns the factor in the hunting of our kids? They were.
Number one, Fred, I absolutely believe that in this country, if you are 18 years of age, you should not be able to buy a rifle, and I will support a law that takes that right away.
The NRA quick to respond, opposing any law that would raise the age of purchase for shotguns and rifles from 18 to 21. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Well, all this week we've been exploring the opioid epidemic and its devastating effect on the country and here in our area. According to the CDC, on average, 115 Americans die every day from an opioid overdose.
Marla Spence joins us now from Sarasota with details of how kids are often left in foster care.
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, I'm live outside the Florida Department of Children and Families, and this is an agency that says so many kids right here on the Suncoast need a home because their families or their parents are simply addicted to opioids. According to the Florida Department of Children and Families, Manatee and Sarasota counties are the top counties in the state where children are removed from their homes because their parents are addicted to opioids and the rise of opioid addiction. Now, the opioid issue on the Suncoast has tripled the number of kids requiring foster care just in Manatee County. When a child is taken from a home by DCF, they try to place them in a home that's closer to their county or either their city, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. We spoke to Operation PAR, a rehab facility, and folks there tell us many times their patients come from all different backgrounds and their addiction oftentimes start off with prescription painkillers.
We have been able to work with the U.S. Attorney's Office and also the DEA on a task force to basically go after drug dealers and drug traffickers, those that are responsible for selling heroin and fentanyl in our community. It's been very successful up to this point. We have well over 175 federal indictments pending right now, about 40 plus suspects that we have put in jail.
So a very serious matter right here on the Suncoast, as so many kids need homes and foster homes because their parents might be addicted to opioids. Also at Operation PAR, which is a rehab facility, they say that many times parents of those children start off their opioid addiction with prescription painkillers, and then that can also lead to them not affording or can't getting access to those painkillers, so they resort to heroin. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. And related news now, the state of Florida might soon enforce new restrictions on opioid prescriptions. In fact, a bill in the state house would limit prescriptions to 3 days. Doctors would be able to prescribe up to 7 days for certain exceptions. The proposal does not cover cases of chronic pain or cancer. It would also require all healthcare professionals to take part in a statewide database that monitors prescriptions. For the latest on the opioid epidemic in our area and legislation, as well as breaking news, go to our app. You can find it in the App Store at WWSB or My Suncoast.
And new this morning, a possible hint of what's to come in 2020? Maybe. Senator Bernie Sanders says he plans to release a new book called Where We Go From Here, a week after the 2018 elections. Now, some say that title is likely to fuel a little gossip and speculation that Sanders could make a run for the White House in 2020. According to a news release from the publisher, Sanders will take aim at President Trump in the book and appeal more to the liberal base.
Florida could soon join a list of states that share voter information to make sure people aren't registered in other states at the same time. Both the House and Senate passed the bill, and it's now waiting for the governor's signature. The measure also allows Florida to share driver's license information as well. There's a partnership right now between 23 states and D.C. to share such information.
Well, every Florida school and school administrative building will have to prominently display the words, "In God We Trust." That's under a bill passed by the Florida House. It would require school boards to adopt rules ensuring that the motto would be displayed in a conspicuous place in every school. Now, the Senate, however, has not yet heard that bill.
6:08 right now. Up next, First Alert traffic and that hot weather and how to save money while dining out. That story interests me.
I like that too. So many great places to eat in our area. We're going to have some tips to keep you on budget, but let you still enjoy that night out. We've got that for you when we come back.
And also when we come back, more about the Bradenton City hosting the Pirates for 50 years now. We'll talk to somebody at the stadium about the spring training season that starts tomorrow. Yankees are here on Sunday. Stay with us. Good Morning Suncoast continues after this.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in a car accident, the state of Florida only gives you a specific amount of time to file a claim. So act now, give us a call.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So you walk out the door this morning and you say to yourself, it's a little cooler out here. It's going to be a cooler day. Nah, I don't think so. Yes, the air temperatures are a little bit cooler than they were 24 hours ago by a few degrees, but that's because the wind shifted a little bit to the northeast, east-northeast now, and that has drawn down some slightly drier air. Dew point values at about 65 instead of 68, which is where they were yesterday morning. So consequently, our morning temperature has fallen just a little bit at 66. I don't think we're in any danger of breaking a morning warm record, as we did, at least tied it yesterday. We're not going to do that today. But as we head into the afternoon, that dry air will heat relatively quickly, and that will allow perhaps for another record to be set this afternoon. Nothing in the way of any kind of fog problems, visibility everywhere. Okay, above 7 miles everywhere, so that's not a problem. Few scattered showers down to the south of us. Moisture still kind of thick down to the south, and there are some scattered showers caused by that southeasterly wind that has developed down there, or easterly wind. We're not going to see that problem around here, I don't think. Is there a chance that we'll get an isolated inland shower later in the afternoon? Yeah, there's that chance, about a 10% chance, but it's so low, I really don't put it into the forecast because it could. 90% chance it's not going to happen today. Across the region right now, it's certainly not going to happen this morning. There are no echoes across the boards. Taking a look at the temperature profile for the next 24 hours, we're looking at a 72 temperature by around 9 a.m. After dawn breaks, temperatures start to rise pretty quickly up into the 80s by noon, 88 degrees as we head into 3 p.m. and then 7 o'clock tonight at about 68. There's our frontal boundary. This is a remarkable, the whole weather pattern right now is pretty remarkable. We have an anomalous high sitting out here in the Atlantic that's producing this rain-free condition. It's tremendously strong. I mean, it's the kind of thing that would create a major heat wave across the United States if it were occurring in June. But at least it's happening in February. It's still producing a lot of heat. And then back behind this frontal boundary is really cold air. I mean, we have some single-digit temperatures in parts of the northern tier. And the jump across this front is a pretty sharp divide between that cold air and the warm air. And consequently, we have a little bit of a problem here with some severe weather again today. We had some thunderstorms that produced some severe weather in parts of Louisiana, and I think as these little low-pressure areas ripple along that front, more rainfall in areas that are already inundated with rain is certainly possible again today. But for us, it's all about that high-pressure ridge, and it continues to be strong, providing that easterly to southeasterly wind flow again today, keeping the sea breeze close to the coast and not allowing for much in the way of any kind of rainfall development, allowing for very warm temperatures to develop, and for bringing us lots of sunshine as well. seeing more and more of this sort of thing happening with a changing climate across the nation. That is, low pressure areas that are fairly strong in conjunction with very strong high pressure ridges. So it's a kind of a challenging forecast situation right now. Record lows, or record highs rather, possible again today. No rain in the forecast, and then a sun cloud mix with a lot of sunshine around. As you look at the temperature profile over the next couple of days, really not a whole lot of change. Daytime highs may moderate a little bit, but nighttime lows I think are going to be pretty stable. So the average temperature for the day, while a little bit cooler, still going to be way above average. East wind coming in at about 10 knots today for you boaters. Nice day, light chop out there on the bay and inland waters. Nice breeze out of the east. We'll watch for 88 as the daytime high today, 86 tomorrow. We'll start to cool it a little bit on Saturday and Sunday down into the lower to mid 80s, but that's still 10 degrees above average or thereabouts. And then next week, maybe a chance of rain on Tuesday. Sure could use it. We're down in the rain bucket for the winter season, and we're about 2.5 inches shy of where we normally would find ourselves. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. It is 6:16. Time to take a look outside for your first alert traffic. Not too much going on out there. You do have your hot spots in the morning. State Road 70 is definitely looking a little bit more congested around this time, as well as those bridges starting to get a little bit more congested as you're heading into downtown Bradenton. Now, the rest of the roads, if you're heading into North Sarasota, those roads are looking pretty good. Traffic is pretty uneventful in those areas this morning as well. Now, if you're heading into South Sarasota, those roads again are looking pretty good. Not too many blips on there. 41, of course, gets a little congested as you round that bend and head into the South Venice area as well. But other than that, crystal clear out there today for your morning commute. Not too much going on those roads. Well, have you ever jumped in your car and backed up without looking? Always. Backed up without leaving the driveway or parking lot and been in a rush? Well, nearly 200,000 backup crashes are reported each year, and they cost drivers thousands of dollars. Car makers are working on new technology to fix the problem. Research has shown that backup cameras, sensors, and rear auto brakes can reduce some of those crashes by more than 75%.
Uber will now be in the carpooling business. The new service called Express Pool allows customers to pair rides with other riders who are headed to similar destinations. All they have to do is walk to a location within 2 blocks away to meet their car. The driver then drops them off at or near their destination. Uber says these fares could be up to 75% lower than its usual service. Want to eat out and not pay an arm and a leg? We have a few tips that won't take a bite out of your budget. Find gift cards at a discounted rate. Do your research and ask for deals. Many times kids and seniors and members of the military can eat for free. Ask your server for lunch-size portions, and also follow your favorite restaurants on social media. That's the first place they'll announce weekly specials. We do a lot of those Groupons.
Groupons are amazing. They have whole categories that are just restaurants in our area. You get some good deals on those,
Yeah,
and including weekends.
You spend $12 and get 20 off your bill.
Yes,
and so forth.
We like all those numbers. That's good math right there.
Still had an emotional day yesterday at the White House.
Yes, it was, as survivors and parents shared their personal stories with the president. We're going to have more for you right after this.
Here's a peek outside our window on this Thursday morning, looking at the Ringling Causeway. Let's see a high of 88 degrees. Will we break a record again today? John's forecast and more news on the way right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru True Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Welcome back. 66 degrees right now in Sarasota. Could be a high of 88 later on this afternoon. A hot one. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
And all that nice, warm, delicious weather means baseball is back, spring training. It is right here on the Suncoast, and for the past 50 years, Bradenton has been the spring training home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Their first home game at Lecom Park is going to be this Saturday. And joining me this morning to talk about the new season is the Senior Director of Florida and Dominican Operations, Jeff Podobnik. Jeff, I hope I did not wreck your name there. Did I say that right?
You were close, Podobnik.
I was so close. I was so close. All right, so tell us a little bit. We know that when we go to these spring training games, it's really about like the fan experience, immersing yourself in all that the team has to offer. What can fans expect this year?
Well, you know, we're celebrating the 50-year anniversary of the Pittsburgh Pirates in Bradenton, Florida, and you know, we're just so excited about the relationship that we have with the city of Bradenton. It's a great working relationship that we have, and we want to continue to have, and we want to celebrate that throughout spring training this year. So we've created a 50th anniversary video, and we have some testimonials from season ticket holders, some of our local politicians, and you know, we just want to create a great fan experience this spring to celebrate 50 years here in Bradenton.
I love this. All right, well, let's get to the meat of what all the fans want to talk about. How is the team looking this year? I know you had a bit of a roster change. What are the feelings out there in the locker room today?
We're excited about Pirate baseball starting here on this Saturday. We're going to have a great team, and it's going to be a fun spring training. And again, we want to focus on Pirate baseball this spring here in Bradenton, Florida.
I am liking that. Is there a particularly matchup that you guys are really focused on, or do you kind of take it like, you know, week by week in terms of all your teams? Who's the one that you're like, yeah, this is the one that we're going to beat this year?
Well, you know, opening day this year, we're playing the New York Yankees this Saturday. So it's always a fun day at the ballpark when we're playing the Yankees. They have a great draw, and it's opening day, so we're going to have close to a sellout crowd. There are some tickets still available, so those of you out there that haven't had an opportunity to get your opening day tickets, please come to the ballpark and grab your opening day tickets. It's going to be a great day, fun, festive day, full of Pirate baseball.
All right, Jeff, thanks for getting up really early and hanging out with us this morning. We appreciate it. Good luck on the new season as well. We'll see you out at the ballpark.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Way to go, Pirates. Good hustle. Put the lights on for us. That's wonderful.
Right there, like we're in the ballpark this morning.
So we'll be at the game Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday they take on the Cardinals.
Yeah, if you're at the Orioles game in Sarasota, I'd love to meet you next Wednesday. There's a matinee game at 1 o'clock. That's right. So that's at Ed Smith Stadium. And also we've got some Facebook pages we'll upload pictures up to. We'll have that for you as well all next week.
That is right. Well, there was an outpouring of emotion at the White House as school shooting survivors and their parents shared some of their personal stories with the president.
ABC's Jonathan Karl has their stories and their suggestions on how to keep schools safe.
In this morning's GMA First Look, President Trump sat silently as one after another students and parents of shooting victims pleaded for action.
We're here because my daughter has no voice. We, as a country, failed our children.
Andrew Pollock's 18-year-old daughter, Meadow, was one of the 17 killed at Stoneman Douglas High School last week. Carrie Gruber, whose son survived the Parkland shooting, agreed that it's just too easy for teenagers to get a gun.
If he's not old enough to buy a drink, to go and buy a beer, he should not be able to buy a gun at 18 years old. I mean, that's just common sense. We have to do common sense. Please, Mr. Trump. These are things we have to do.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll talk live with the student advocates working to make a difference. With your GMA First Look, I'm Jonathan Karl, ABC News, Washington.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with a Noro.
COPD tries to say go this way. I say I'll go my own way with a Noro.
Once Daily Anoro contains 2 medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about Anoro.
Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
Thousands of award-winning Honda Civics are on sale for $169 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You made Civic the best-selling compact car in America. Drive one today for just $169 a month, or save thousands on your Civic with 0.9% financing. Civic, a KBB.com Best Buy for less than the competition. Only $169 a month or 0.9% this week at your local Honda dealer.
Honda, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
The folks in our community don't want words. They don't want thoughts and prayers. They don't want discussions. They want action.
My generation, we did not get it done. You will get it done.
This morning, Stoneman Douglas parents and students and officials are making their voices heard in Tallahassee and Washington.
Pressing for gun law reform and safer schools.
I'm live outside the Florida Department of Children and Families, and this morning I'm breaking down how the opioid crisis in Manatee and Sarasota counties are impacting kids right here on the Suncoast. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You are watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
All right, welcome back. It is 6:31 on this Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Another hot day on the menu. John says we've broken 3 records this week already.
Hottest month ever. I'm kind of liking
Possibly
this.
on the way, right, John?
Possibly. It's looking like it. Yeah, it could certainly be. Well, not the hottest month of the entire year, but the hottest February on record. Yeah, absolutely right. Cooper in Central Sarasota reports 67 degrees. Now, I will tell you the temperatures are a little bit cooler this morning, coming in at 66 in Sarasota, 66 in Perry, 66 in Inglewood. You get the picture. 66, a pretty popular number on the boards, and that represents about a 4 to 5 degree difference in temperature, lower temperature than 24 hours ago at this time because the air is a little drier. Consequently, we really don't have a rain problem, a fog problem. You have lots of sunshine out there. Beautiful drive time forecast for you this morning, both going to and coming from your commute. 7 to 9 o'clock this morning, we'll have temperatures in the low 70s by low 80s to upper 70s as we head into the 5 to 7 p.m. time frame. And the daytime high temperature today probably coming in pretty close to, as you mentioned, 88 degrees is what I'm going to go with. And the record for the day would be 87. So this may be the 4th day in a row for a daytime high temperature record. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, thank you very much. We'll check First Alert traffic right now. We'll see some issues there. Head into Bradenton from Palmetto, otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south on Fruitville Road, some eastbound issues around Tuttle as you head toward Beneva. Checking farther south now on the maps. There we go, a little sticky. No problems in the South County map. All clear at 6:33 on your Thursday morning.
Well, all this week we have been diving deep into the opioid epidemic and the devastating effect that it has had on our country and here in our area. According to the CDC, from the year 2000 to 2016, more than 600,000 people have died from opioid overdoses.
Marla Spence tells us now how much this affects the kids who are often left in foster care. She's live in Sarasota. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, I'm live outside the Florida Department of Children and Families, and this agency tells us that so many kids are in foster care because their parents are addicted to opioids. According to DCF, Manatee and Sarasota counties are top counties in the state where children are removed from their homes because of the rise of the opioid addiction. The opioid issue on the Suncoast has tripled the number of kids requiring foster care just in Manatee County alone. The need for foster families who will take in teenagers and their siblings are also on the rise, and many times DCF try to put those kids in counties in hopes of returning them and reuniting them with their families, but with the lack of foster families right here in Manatee and Sarasota counties, these chances are sometimes limited. Now, we spoke to Operation PAR, a rehab facility, and people there tell us many times those patients that come through their doors have a background of addiction to prescription painkillers.
That we're seeing more and more heroin, and we know why. Heroin's cheaper and easier to access than the prescription pain pills that they would prefer to take. If you ask just about any of our patients when they come in, their drug of choice would probably be something that they can trust, that they know the number of, they know what their tolerance is based on how many milligrams they can take. With heroin, they don't know what it is that they're getting, but when they reach a point of desperation, they can't function because the withdrawal symptoms are so severe, and they can't afford or find the stuff that they actually want. If they switch to heroin.
And Manatee County Sheriff's Rick Wells tells us that he and his department is working on getting people off the streets who sell heroin. He says so far his department has seen an 85% decrease in overdoses and also deaths due to opioid addiction. Although those numbers have decreased, the need of foster families is still much needed within Manatee and Sarasota counties. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Tonight on ABC 7, a closer look at the opioid crisis here on the Suncoast. While the focus is often on heroin and fentanyl, some local doctors are prescribing opioid pain medication at what some call an alarming rate. We tracked down data from the Center of Medicare and Medicaid from the years 2013 to 2015. It contains the names of every doctor in the country who's prescribed opioid pain medication to those enrolled in those programs. Also, how many prescriptions they wrote during that period, how many refills, and the total cost of the drugs. We narrowed our search to Florida then, and ranking third in the state is Dr. Fabian Ramos, who has offices in both Sarasota and Bradenton. Find out what else we uncovered tonight on ABC 7 at 6 o'clock. For the latest on the battle to end the opioid crisis in our area, check out our app at WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, 1 week after the deadly school shooting here in Florida, gun laws are the main focus of debates all across the country. Students and parents and politicians and officials are all sharing their passionate opinions on the topic. CNN's John Lawrence breaks down all the different viewpoints.
Thank you. The White House's listening session for gun safety started with a prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. After that, the debate began in earnest.
How many children have to get shot? It stops here with this administration and me.
I was born into a world where I never got to experience safety and peace. There needs to be a significant change in this country.
President Trump did promise change and suggested the idea of potentially arming teachers. He also expressed support for stronger background checks and regulating bump fire stocks.
It's not going to be talk like it has been in the past. We're going to get it done.
At a town hall meeting Wednesday night in Florida, emotions ran high at times.
Enough talk! What is your action?
Some called for gun control reform, others want weapon bans.
Bump stocks should be illegal. They should be outlawed forever. Automatic rifles should be outlawed forever.
NRA spokeswoman Dana Lash expressed sympathy for the victims, but stressed that a person's mental status is also a major factor.
None of us support people who are crazy, who are a danger to themselves, who are a danger to others, getting their hands on a firearm.
And although opinions differed at times, everyone agreed they didn't want to experience another rampage like the one in Parkland. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, President Trump is scheduled to discuss school safety with state and local officials today.
2 gun-related measures are now on hold in Tallahassee as students pressure lawmakers for tighter legislation. The state Senate postponed a vote on a bill that would allow people with concealed weapons licenses to carry guns at churches and schools that are nearby. The Senate also postponed a vote on a bill that would allow people to use credit cards to pay for background checks on firearm purchases.
Well, here on the Suncoast, some parents are keeping their kids out of school all this week after several reported threats. Riverview High School Principal Kathy Wilkes confirmed that there have been multiple absences this week, which she says the school will not penalize the students for. 2 more threats were investigated in Manatee County this week, and students at Riverview say they've seen several pop up now on social media.
A lot of my friends didn't go to school yesterday, but they did go to school today. And they're still very nervous about going to school.
I kept having to look at the door just as a safety, because I felt unsafe.
Wilkes says that they are also working with the school district to address walkouts, which some students have expressed interest in joining as part of a national movement. And Sarasota's economy is seeing a lot of green, and it's all because of the team wearing black and orange. According to the Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce, over the last year, the economic impact from the Baltimore Orioles in Sarasota has been huge. $97 million huge. That's $8 million more than the previous year. And on top of that, the Orioles organization has donated more than $3 million to the Sarasota community during their time here.
It's been a two-way street. Our ownership and our organization has done their part in Sarasota, and Sarasota County has done the same.
We're so happy to have a partnership with the Baltimore Orioles that is year-round, but every time this year, this time of year, people get so excited. You start to see the O's hats pop up, the jerseys. Everyone's so excited to return to spring training baseball.
And the Orioles' first home spring training game at Ed Smith Stadium will be against the Tampa Bay Rays at Ed Smith Stadium.
And at tomorrow's game, both teams will honor the victims of last week's shooting in Broward County. The players will wear caps of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School baseball team. The baseball commissioner announced that yesterday that all 30 Major League teams will wear the hats at spring training games this week. The Orioles plan to auction off the hats online, with all proceeds benefiting the Broward Education Foundation. Speaking of baseball, this is a live look right now at Lecom Park in Manatee County near downtown Bradenton. The Pirates begin tomorrow on the road against the Rays in Charlotte County. Then they begin at home Saturday hosting the Yankees in a big game. There'll be 16 games this year in Lecom Park, and thank you to the Pirates for putting their stadium lights on today and
waking up with us
here
this morning.
Yeah, good hustle.
Nice. That's right. And speaking of the Orioles for a minute, we're going to actually be out. Ray and I will be out at the Orioles and Cardinals game next week Wednesday for their matinee game. So we'll be out there from 11 to 1. So come say hi. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah, finally.
Right. All right, still on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic and weather, and a big day for the State College of Florida.
A grand opening you won't want to miss when we come back.
This holiday season, show a little imagination. For her, how about a visit to the spa or an evening at a fine restaurant? For him, it could be a round of golf on a world-class course or gear from the pro shop. You'll find these gifts and more at rtjgolf.com/gift cards. RTJ gift cards and resort cards are easy to wrap and never go out of style. Whether it's a good drive, a great steak, or relaxation at the spa, find it at rtjgolf.com/gift cards.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure. It's called a prescribed burn, and at Myakka State Park, it's a prescription that leads to a more healthy ecosystem. Join us this week on ABC 7.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
cooler by about 4 degrees this morning, but that doesn't mean that it will be cooler this afternoon. I think our temperatures will rise pretty quickly once dawn breaks and the sun starts to work on the land, and our winds shift a little bit more from the northeast to the east. Right now we're at 66 degrees at the airport with a dew point of 65. That lower dew point value, 65, is about 3 degrees cooler than it was 24 hours ago at this time. That's allowed our temperatures to cool off a little better, more. And the reason for that is that northerly component to our east wind. Now, that northerly component will be shifting a little more easterly as we head into the afternoon and eventually even southeasterly, I think. And with that southeasterly wind flow, we'll keep that sea breeze pretty close to the coastline and again trigger off a chance at breaking another record again today. A few scattered showers down on the southern tip of the state. Not a whole lot of action over our area. We really don't anticipate any either. Should be dry this morning. We have a kind of a mix of sun and clouds as we head into the morning hours, 72 by about 9 o'clock this morning. And then as we head into the mid-morning, temperatures will rise pretty quickly into the 80-degree mark by around lunchtime. Should be rain-free, and the humidity should still be comfortable in the mid-60s or so. So not too bad as we head into a daytime high of about 88 degrees today. I think we'll probably get close to or break a record once again. That's our 3 p.m. temperature, and it should be a mostly sunny afternoon. And again, little in the way of any kind of rain chance. The humidity is just a little bit too low, particularly aloft where the air is very dry. 78 degrees as we head into the 7 p.m. time frame, and it should be a beautiful sunset again tonight, as it has been over the last several nights. We've had some great sunset pictures in, and I'll post those on my Facebook page, John Scalzi, ABC 7. A line of showers all along the frontal boundary stretched back to the west, even some strong to severe thunderstorms possible there. Behind that, in the colder air, some winter weather advisories are up for freezing rain, as well as some snow shower accumulations in parts of, well, all the way back toward North and South Dakota, actually, all the way back toward Chicago. So a pretty good swath of snow showers and frozen precip. Then as you move into the southern parts of the Great Lakes, you're seeing some frozen precip. So if you're traveling today to Cleveland or to the Chicago airports, yeah, there could be some airport delays because of that. And to the south, Houston, Dallas, areas around Louisiana Delta region, Kansas City, Nashville, all have the potential of seeing delays because of these low pressure areas and some pretty heavy rainfall. For us, none of that. It's all about that high pressure ridge. There is no chance whatsoever that any of that cold air makes it to us, thanks to that abnormally high pressure ridge sitting over us with a southeast wind flow, bringing us again very little chance of seeing any kind of cooling sea breeze develop this afternoon. East wind at about 10 becomes more northeasterly for a time as we head into the evening and then switches back to the east at about 10 during the overnight. Light chop with 2-foot seas. Forecast looks like this. We'll look for 88 for today, tomorrow at 86, 85 by Saturday, and then we'll start to cool down into the lower 80s, I think. 83 should do it over the second half of the weekend and into the beginning of next work week. But even so, that's about 10 degrees warmer than average. Chance of rainfall on Tuesday, sure could use it. Our drought indexes are going up across the state. Still not bad, but going up. And then on Wednesday, about 82 with lots of sun. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside again to your first alert traffic this morning. We are definitely starting to see those usual morning slowdowns, especially if you come over from Palmetto and Ellington into downtown Bradenton. That area is congested, as well as a couple areas right here in North Sarasota County as well. Starting to see backups on Bee Ridge and Fruitville, and of course University Parkway as usual. And then in South County, those roads are actually still looking pretty congestion-free and clear out there this morning. Some light traffic the farther south that you go. If we take another look even a little farther south there into Venice and South Venice towards that Port Charlotte area, not too much to see in that area either. Traffic is pretty uneventful the farther south that you go. Well, now let's head over to a developing story out of Hillsborough County, where a fisherman had to be airlifted from the Little Manatee River this morning. Robert Sickler says he was fishing when the tide began to move out from the river to the bay. Now, that current pulled his boat into the US 41 bridge pylon and capsized the boat. Now, Sickler tried to paddle to shore on top of the boat itself, but he couldn't quite make it. A resident called 911, and deputies responded in their helicopter. Now, they lowered an inflatable raft to him, and he was able to make it to shore, and makes for some pretty interesting video out there this
Yeah,
morning.
big day for State College of Florida later on this morning. SCF will hold a ribbon cutting this morning for the new Library and Learning Center. It has a student center, meeting rooms, and a film production studio. Not bad. The legislature approved over $17 million for the new library, and local foundations and private donors also pitched in another $1 million. Wow, good for them. Still ahead, the day's top local news headlines, and a new Forever stamp has a local connection.
That's right, a look at the Sarasota woman's amazing photo. We're going to have that for you right after this.
It is time for one more look at the baseball park. Lecom Park near downtown Bradenton. Tomorrow's spring training opens. First home game is Saturday there against the New York Yankees. Beautiful shot there. Thanks to the Pirates for putting the lights on early for us. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Here are some of the stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
All Major League Baseball teams will honor the victims of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting by wearing that high school's caps at spring training games tomorrow and Saturday.
Plus, a big day for the State College of Florida Manatee Sarasota. SCF is going to hold a ribbon cutting and grand opening for its brand new state-of-the-art library and learning center later this morning.
An investigation into the opioid crisis here on the Suncoast. While the focus is often on heroin and fentanyl, local doctors are prescribing opioid-based pain medication at what some call an alarming rate. A special report tonight at 6 o'clock here on ABC 7. Look at traffic right now. Nothing major to report. Should be a pretty smooth sail as you head out the door this morning. Hot one, John Scalzi.
Absolutely right. We'll probably have a daytime high temperature that tops out breaking records again today, 4th day in a row. Maybe. The record is 87. We'll probably get to about 88 at 3 p.m. So if you want to catch a little relief from the heat this afternoon or evening and take a walk on the beach, it should be nice. The skies will be mostly sunny, and the sunset quality tonight will be 4 out of 4 beach balls.
Very nice. Up next on Good Morning America, is there an app that can help keep your child safe at school? The answer next on Good Morning America.
And finally this morning, a photograph taken by a Sarasota woman will be featured on a new Forever stamp. Gail Shumway took this amazing picture of a firefly in India. The photograph is featured on a new stamp that's part of a series that showcases examples of bioluminescent, say that 6 times fast, life. 9 of the 10 images on that stamp collection were taken by Floridians. Go, Florida. The U.S. Postal Service will hold a dedication ceremony for the stamps later this morning in Fort Pierce.
Wow. Getting your picture on a stamp, John, that's tough to lick.
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh.
We leave you.
We're here all week, folks.
Wow.
Just till tomorrow, actually. Let's leave you another shot of Lecombe Park. I got you laughing at least. There it is.
Oh, Lord.
Spring training starts tomorrow at home in Bradenton on Saturday.
All right, stick around. Good Morning America is up. Hope to see you right back here tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast.